הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. How good it is.
How good it is.
Okay. Y'all had like a little chance to warm up, but the only way that this song works is if you reply back.
Should we try it again?
We should try it again.
We should try it again.
All right, take two. How good it is. There we go. How sweet it is to be together on this day. I think you can do a little better. How good it is.
How good
there we go.
it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is
to be together on this day. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, one more time. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. שבת אחים גם יחד. שבת אחים גם יחד.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
The high holy days come early this year. This is amazing.
Oh.
This is incredible. I'm so glad. I'm so grateful that everyone's here on this Shabbat evening.
They just keep coming.
It's not over. So how special it is that we're able to welcome Shabbat as a Liobek Temple community and beyond. There are so many of us here in person in our Beit Midrash, and also we can turn around and wave. There are folks with us via live stream from across the country, across the world, and maybe across on the other side of the moon. We don't even know. Shabbat is our weekly practice of listening. Shabbat is our weekly practice of when we listen for when we need rest, whether in our bodies or inside of our souls. It could be listening to what maybe we've been carrying quietly inside of ourselves this week, or for what's beginning to take shape among us afterward. Tonight, we'll weave themes of Shabbat and listening throughout our service in hopes that we can fully honor the sacred nature of these 25 hours to come. It's also a special Shabbat, as we are blessed to reap wisdom from you. For those who participated in our community, our future, visioning our tomorrow's listening campaign, the 260 plus Leo Beckers who shared thoughtful and important reflections that distill who we are, what we value as a community, and our hopes for the future. I will introduce our special speakers more fully later on in the service, but for now, I want to invite us all to enter into this Shabbat with some open hearts and gentle attention to a little bit more listening, to listen perhaps without urgency of being anywhere else or checking our phones or thinking about what happened earlier today, for it is listening that shapes Shabbat, and listening shapes us all a space to be present. We'll begin on page 10 in our Sidurim. We'll listen to the sounds of our souls, Yedid Nefesh.
Yedid Nefesh av harachaman, av harachaman. Meshoch El retzonecha, el retzonecha. Yedid nefesh ברחמן. משוך עבדך אל רצונך, אל רצונך. ירוץ עבדך כמו אייל, ישתחווה אל מול הדרך. ידיד נפש אב הרחמן, אב הרחמן. משוך עבדך אל רצונך, אל רצונך.
We'll turn in our Sidurim to page 20 and 21 for Lecha Dodi. We'll chant the chorus in verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And once we get to verse 9, we'll rise, we'll face the entrance of our Beit Midrash, and officially greet Shabbat. Page 20.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, hishmi'anu el ha'meyuchad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor habracha. Merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki va'orech kumi ori. Uri, uri, shir daveri, kevod Adonai alayich nidla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala, gam b'simcha Kabbalah.
We'll stay risen and we'll turn to page 28 for our call to worship, our Baruch.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la.
In the middle of page 31, it's a reading that I enjoy reciting often in lieu of the Ma'ariv Aravim, and tonight I want to invite us to read it together because I think it's particularly relevant. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. We shift from standing on that border of light to our Shema, the central creed of Judaism where we are commanded to listen. Page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha vedibarta bam בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת. מי כמוך באלים, אדוני? Who is like you, O God, among the mighty? This prayer bursts forth at a moment of awe and recognition. It comes from the story of the Israelites crossing the sea when fear and uncertainty give way to liberation and song. What's striking is that this song doesn't begin with explanation or argument. It begins with noticing. The people have just witnessed something transformative. And before they can fully understand it, they respond by listening deeply and singing. Mi chamocha is less about having answers and more about being present enough to experience the wonder. That kind of presence is closely tied to the idea of listening. Not just hearing sounds, but truly paying attention to the world, to others, and to something beyond ourselves. In a week filled with noise and distraction and constant doing, we rarely pause long enough to listen in that way. The Israelites' song reminds us that meaning often emerges not when we're speaking or striving, but when we are receptive. And this is where Shabbat enters as a powerful complement. Shabbat creates a sacred time to step back from the rush and practice attentive listening. Without the usual demands, we can notice what we might otherwise miss: the rhythm of breath, the voices of loved ones, the quiet stirrings of gratitude. On Shabbat, like the sea, we are invited to stop, to witness, and perhaps even to sing, not because everything is understood, but because something within us has been heard. Mi chamocha becomes more than just a historical song. It becomes a weekly invitation to listen more deeply, to notice moments of transformation, and to let that awareness open all of us up to wonder. Invite us all to join together in the singing of Mi chamocha on page 40. Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai lai yai lai 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 yai lai 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 Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi kamocha ne'edar b'kodesh Nora tehilot osefele, Nora tehilot osefele. Malechutecha ra'u banecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam. Ze eli anu ve'amru, ze eli anu ve'ameru. Adonai imloch leolam vaed. Adonai imloch leolam vaed. Yai lai 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 lai. We'll join together in singing our prayer of protection and safety. You'll find the words on our supplemental sheet, and I hope that we can all just sit in gratitude as we're surrounded by our community. This is probably the most well-attended service we've had in a really long time. And it is so wonderful to look out and to see our community and those that we love and to help us feel safe that we're in our home here. And yet that there are so many others in this world, in the darkest places, and right here in Los Angeles that don't have a roof over their heads. And so we join together, praying together the Hashkivenu on your supplemental sheets. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom, Lishalom, V'ha'amideinu Malkeinu Lechaim, Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha, Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Just your voices now.
Amen. I think there's a reason in the Amidah why we recite the first few prayers together and the remaining prayers on our own silently. I think it's because some of the prayers that we recite together allow us to bond with someone next to us or allow us to feel a part of something bigger than ourselves. And then the prayers that we recite silently give us a chance to listen to the quiet stirrings of whatever it is going on inside of our souls. Amidah can be found on page 46 in all the ways that we're able, body and spirit. I'll invite us to rise, and we'll join together.
Last week, I introduced a new melody for Adonai Sfatai. Just remembered we were doing this. Okay. It is, last week was Yom HaAtzmaut Shabbat, and so we introduced and did melodies from various places across, various composers from Israel. And this new melody, and of course, technical difficulties, This is good. Good job, Sarah. I'm doing well tonight. Okay. Blame it on my children, please. Okay. Sorry.
You don't have to fill the space.
Okay, here we go. So the melody we'll start with a nigun. And actually, it does start like this. And then all we have to do is fill that melody in with the words Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. We already know those words, so it goes like this. And if you remember it from last week, please join in. Adon, la, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. That's the entire thing. Yai, lai, 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 lai. 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 Adonai. Adonai. Sefatai tiftach. Ufi yagid. Tehilatecha. Adonai. Adonai. Sefatai tiftach. Ufi yagid. Tehilatecha. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chasei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Ata gibor leolam Adonai, mechayei hakol ata, Rav lehoshia, morid hatal. Mechalkel chayim bechesed, mechayei hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim ve'rofeh cholim. Umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar. Micha mocha ba'al gevurot, umido melach, melech memit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua. V'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol, Baruch ata Adonai, mechayei hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukdoshim b'chol yom, yehalelu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
We'll continue silently through page 62, and we'll be seated whenever we are finished.
Blessed love, holy love, sacred love, abundant love, source of love, let your love shine down on me. From below, from above, love I hope I'm worthy of, oh source of love, let your love shine down on me. Before the morning light, I already feel it shining. Before I open up my eyes, I already see it shining. When my road is rough, I can feel your love, and that's enough for me. Blessed love, holy love, sacred love, abundant love, source of love, let your love shine down on me. As above, so below, love from whom all blessings flow, oh source of love, let your love shine down on me. On me and the ones I love, shine from below and from above. Protect my family and be a light in me. Shine on me and the ones I love, shine from below and from above. Protect my family and shine through me. Be a light in me. Be a light in me. Love. Love.
Our Parshat Emor, opens with instructions about leadership and the responsibilities of the people Israel, and then markedly shifts towards describing the holy festival days, how we mark holy time and transition and shared purpose during these holidays on our sacred calendar. It's as if our Parsha is reminding us that we make holiness when we as a community take time to take stock and celebrate who we are. That's what brings us to tonight. We are blessed to hear from 3 leaders who have carried out a massive community-wide listening campaign, hearing from over 260 temple members exactly Torah's responsibility for our congregation. They are Iris Weinman, our immediate past president, Todd Bloomfield, our current president, and Louis Wilkenfeld, our president-elect. Together, Iris, Todd, and Louis have all spearheaded, and Louis and Iris specifically have co-chaired the Our Community, Our Future, Visioning Our Tomorrow campaign, the first phase of LBT's broader rabbinic transition process. It is beautiful that 3 presidents in a row are sitting right now, but will be standing together like this, reflecting the kind of intentional hand-to-hand leadership that Torah envisions. They are here tonight to share about their months, or years maybe, of work and distillation, as well as the work of their incredible committee, and I'm grateful that we get to hear directly from them tonight. Please join me in welcoming Iris, Todd, and Louis to our Leo Beck Temple Bima.
That's fine. I'm going to turn it. Are we all in between the screens? Great.
Shabbat Shalom. Community is not optional. The Jewish tradition teaches community and listening not as nice ideals, but as core obligations that define what it means to live a Jewish life. Judaism is fundamentally communal. Look at some of the key rituals like minyan, which requires a minimum number of people, or life cycle rituals like mourning, marriage, things structured around showing up for each other. The underlying idea, you can't fully be a Jew in isolation. The community is not just support, it is the vessel through which religious life actually happens. Listening, as we've just done, is a religious act. The most central Jewish prayer begins with the command, Shema Yisrael, Hear, O Israel. Hear, Shema in Hebrew, doesn't just mean passive listening. It implies paying attention, internalizing and responding. Jewish learning, like the concept of havruta or paired study, is built on questioning, arguing, and truly hearing another perspective. Voices coming together in discussion and disagreement is a Jewish ideal. Look at the classic model of Hillel and Shammai. They argue constantly. Their schools disagree on major issues, yet they listen to each other and even maintain relationships across the differences. You need community to live a meaningful Jewish life. You need to listen in order for that community to function. These Jewish ideals commanded us to engage in our Visioning Our Tomorrow campaign. We have engaged in the mitzvah of listening. We did so with the purpose of strengthening our Leo Beck Temple community and together shaping our future.
As some of you may have heard, Rabbi Chasen will be stepping down next year as our senior rabbi, and Leo Beck Temple will welcome our 4th senior rabbi of the last 77 years. Before we go into that part of the process, we have to stop and we have to take a look at ourselves. We cannot know what we want of a senior rabbi until we know who we are, our identity, our values, our priorities, and our vision for the future. And therefore, the Visioning Our Tomorrow Committee was formed, and we began to listen to you.
We held 26 separate listening sessions with a total of 38 listening groups over a 6-month period. Each group involved 6 to 10 people in a circle, led in a discussion by our Visioning Our Tomorrow committee members, asking questions designed to draw out stories about what Leo Beck Temple means to us. After our small group conversations, all the circles came together to describe the themes that had emerged, and they were put on a whiteboard. The whiteboards across our sessions were remarkably similar. We had about 265 participants, a very diverse group. We had newer members. We had members that had just joined the temple recently, very long-standing members, including ones who were founding families at Leo Beck Temple. We had highly active members, less active members, and literally all ages. Our youngest participant was 16 years old. Our oldest was 103. Most of our sessions were intergenerational, although we also held dedicated sessions for teens in our religious school, for college-age students, and for young adults in their 20s and 30s.
The first thing that we looked at is who we are. Who are we as a community? What are our values? What is that DNA that we talk about? And not surprisingly, what came up most often, most strongly is we're a community of deep, lasting connections. We have genuine, enduring relationships, bonds that have developed over years, even decades. People who show up for one another in sickness and in health, in celebration and in grief. In addition, if I can continue, we are a warm and welcoming community. People feel it from the moment they walk in. When you walk through the doors for the first time, you are noticed, you are greeted, you are made to feel at home. I'm done now.
Thank you, Todd. For most people, this is not a neighborhood temple. People come from far and wide, fighting traffic to get here. Being here is an intentional choice, and that infuses our community with a particular energy.
And it isn't just us, our kids are engaged too. They start at religious school, and it's just the beginning for many. They're involved throughout their young lives until adulthood here at the temple. Their Jewish identity is formed through education, but also through experiences, through exposure to LBT programming, and to interactions with our clergy and with our lay leadership.
We heard a lot of gratitude about our clergy showing up for us during moments of difficulty, whether illness, loss, the LA fires, and feeling supported during difficult times. It was more than the clergy just being there for us, but also the way they know us personally and they know our stories. Also, our ability to talk to them as accessible human beings about regular life and not just matters of faith.
Music is central to our spiritual life. It's not just the background here, it's in the foreground. Musicality is a defining feature of our spiritual practice, something that lifts our services from the routine to the transcendent, and it creates a shared emotional experience.
Social justice and activism came up a lot because it goes back to the very founding of Leo Beck Temple. Members like that we don't just talk about it, we act on it. Tikkun Olam, we walk the walk. We organize, we travel, and we take pride in the impact we can have as a community. And as I was told by one of our 20s age group, Leo Beck Temple made it cool to care. We're also intellectually curious. We are.
Are we?
Some of us more than others. We lean into the sermons that challenge us. We love our Torah study, from Yom Limud and Kesher circles to the community of engagement, learning together across generations.
At Leo Beck Temple, you come as you are, and you are accepted as you are. You don't need the right clothes or the right car or the right jewelry or even the right way of observing Judaism. The phrases that we heard over and over were that we are authentic, genuine, egalitarian, down to earth, and basically it gives each of us a sense of belonging to this community.
Also, we're not top-down. We are participatory and lay-led. Our congregation operates with a genuinely participatory ethos. Congregants' ideas and needs drive new programs and opportunities for engagement. Lay leadership is not ceremonial here. It is real and it is valued.
People mentioned feeling safe here, not just physically, but emotionally. There's a lot of trust of our clergy, of each other. You can be who you are, say what you think, disagree with our clergy, and still feel accepted.
Members see Leo Beck Temple as a place of personal growth and of communal growth and development of lay leadership skills in us, but we also are proud that we develop and launch new rabbis and interns. We attract and go after the best. I'm looking at you, Rabbi Goldberg, and I'm looking at you, Cantor Hess. But I'm also looking at all of the generations of interns who started here, who are now leading Reformed synagogues all over the country, including and our current interns. I want to mention Ali and Levi and Shoshi because years from now we're going to be having the same discussion about them. We take pride as a congregation in their growth as they take their place in Jewish leadership. And then in return, we challenge ourselves for that same growth throughout life.
Also, our campus is a place of peace and beauty. Members describe the campus as a genuine source of peace, beauty, openness, and a connection to nature.
And that isn't by accident. Our campus is also well run with respect and love. And members singled out our administrative staff, the whole staff, and our collaboration between staff, clergy, and lay leadership.
One of the terms we heard over and over in our listening sessions was intergenerational. There's something here for every stage of life. And there's multi-generational programming, which provides opportunities for older and younger members to connect. This is something that our community values and takes pride in.
And yet we have a sense of humor about ourselves. Members like that we are serious about what matters, but we embrace the joy in life and each other. And we like that about our clergy and leadership too.
So after we looked at who we are and what our values are, we looked and talked about what are our visions for the future. What is it that we hope to build together as we go forward?
We heard a lot about the desire for deeper engagement, especially among our younger demographics, young adults in their 20s and 30s, and young families. Related to the desire for increased engagement, we heard a lot of ideas related to programming, which is seen as a portal for either initial or deeper engagement. Some of what we heard was that a lot of great stuff happens during weekdays when working members can't attend, and wanting that to be considered in scheduling. We also heard that traffic can be a barrier to getting here, and there's a desire for more opportunities to gather outside the temple. There are all kinds of additional programming ideas that you can read about in the full written report that we will be providing to our community after tonight. The common thread was continuing and expanding programming that builds relationships and makes LBT an interesting place to gather.
And we heard this a lot. We want to bring our many communities together into one. In most of our listening sessions, in fact, we had members combined in each little group who were across 3 generations. And they spoke of how much they were enjoying that very experience of the listening session. So there is a desire to have more intergenerational programming.
Our members also want to continue and expand our commitment to social justice. That's seen as a core part of who we are. And related to that is deepening our impact in the local community. People suggested partnerships with LA institutions such as UCLA, the Getty, and so many other vibrant neighbors, both to make an impact in our community and also to take advantage of the depth of offerings that are around us.
We also talked about the need we have to communicate better. Communication is so important to what we do, and it's something that we always need to work on and improve on.
Our members want more and more evolved educational offerings, and the expansion they want is more practical and connected to everyday life, guidance on how to live Jewishly in the modern world. Also, we very much want to equip our college students to navigate the difficult campus climate around Jewish identity today, and of keeping our kids and teens actively engaged after religious school.
We also talked about how we want to become an even more diverse and more inclusive community. Our community's vision for diversity goes beyond demographics. Members name specific groups they hope to welcome more fully: Jews of color, LGBTQ+, singles, young adults without children, and people with a wider range of political perspectives. And related to this is the desire to create genuine safe spaces for conversations about current events, facilitating dialogue across political and ideological divides.
Our campus is already recognized as a source of peace, beauty, and spiritual resonance. People expressed that our physical space has much to offer, and there may be ways to expand our use of our campus.
We also heard a lot about the need to prioritize in-person meetings and engagement and trying to get past that digital divide.
Our religious school is well loved and respected, and the comments that we heard dealt more with deepening relationships than about curriculum. Several specific ideas were offered that share a common theme: creating more organic opportunities for students, parents, and teachers to get to know one another in a deeper and more meaningful way.
Of course, we want the sermons. Bring on the sermons. Yes. Gravitas and charisma. We want someone who speaks from the heart, someone who tackles difficult topics and can hold the room's attention. But we want more than the sermon. Members want a compelling communicator across all formats, written and spoken, and in groups large and small and one-on-one. We want a lot, don't we? Out of one human being.
After we looked at what we want for our future, we talked about what is important to us in a rabbi and what we seek in our next senior rabbi.
More than any other quality, our community wants a rabbi who is warm, approachable, and genuinely present. People want a rabbi who not only remembers names and personal stories, but who's also truly connected to our lives. Words like caring, kind, genuine, mensch, and non-judgmental appeared again and again. Several people specifically hoped the rabbi's family would participate in community life, a signal that we want a leader who is truly integrated with us.
Also critical for our congregation is pastoral excellence and emotional intelligence. Our community deeply values a rabbi who will continue our tradition of lifting life cycle events. But pastoral care means more than just showing up for milestones. It means being a skilled listener and having an empathetic presence, someone with the emotional intelligence to meet people exactly where they are.
In addition to connections and relationships, our congregation highly values scholarship, intellect, and Jewish knowledge. While we want someone who is deeply learned in Jewish tradition and texts, we also want them to be able to make Judaism accessible and relevant to our modern lives. We also want someone who remains curious and looking to continue to learn and grow themselves.
Is that me?
Yeah.
And we want someone who can connect across generations. This is important to us. We want a rabbi who can speak authentically to all ages.
We want someone with a passion for social justice, a willingness to engage with the broader LA community and with interfaith partners, and someone who can help us put our Jewish values into action. Related to that, we also want someone who is able to hold space for difficult, respectful dialogue on potentially divisive issues, including Israel. Our community wants a senior rabbi who can navigate Israel thoughtfully, engage congregants with different views, facilitate honest conversations, and provide a safe environment for people to wrestle with complex questions.
We also want a rabbi with leadership, vision, and courage. Our community wants someone who thinks about where our congregation is going, not just where it's been. They want a leader that is willing to take risks, innovate, and try new things.
And members want a rabbi who appreciates music, which is such a core element of Leo Beck Temple and of our services. And finally, members want a rabbi who brings joy, humor, and a sense of fun to the role. The truth is, spiritual gravitas and a light, playful touch are not at odds with each other. The next senior rabbi of Leo Beck Temple should be capable of both.
This whole process and the report that it produced is as a result of the hard work and dedication of a lot of people, including our Visioning Our Tomorrow committee. We want to recognize and express our gratitude to our committee members, Lee Brockman, Scott Greenberg, Linda Levine, Debbie Llewellyn, Richard Marks, Lori Sobelman, Eric Stockel, and Mark Vermouth.
And we want to thank all 264 Temple members who participated in this discussion, and I'm going to name all of their names right now. Oh, actually, I don't have to. They're all up on the slide here. But you were an integral part of this process that could not have happened without each and every one of you, and I want to thank you for participating and going on this journey with us.
I think that Iris and Louis and I were caught a little bit off guard at how meaningful this project has been. We joined together at listening sessions, talking, sharing ideas, which we wrote down on the whiteboard, and the next whiteboard, and the next whiteboard, as we all talked about what was important at Leo Baeck Temple. It seemed like such a project when we started, but it turns out it wasn't a project. It was just a phenomenal opportunity, and we were so lucky to be able to be leading all of these sessions. And I will tell you that you could not have better partners than the two people sitting next to me. The amount of time and care that they have given is incredible.
Right back at you.
So we have filled the mitzvah of listening. We came together to tell our stories, to help build our future. This vision that we share together will now be the basis for the next phase of our community, our future. The Seeking Our Sacred Partner Committee, the search committee, will use this information as the basis for going forward to do the work that still needs to be done. We have prepared a formal written report with the results of everything that we have all said. That will be made available to the community on Sunday morning. There'll be an email going out. But you all came to services. If you have your phone in your hand, we're going to make it available to you right now. So we're going to wrap up and turn it back over to the clergy. And in order to do that, we want you all to take out your cell phones. You can scan the QR code, and then we'll see if they can recapture everybody's attention. Thank you all for sharing in this with us and helping build Leo Baeck Temple.
Thank you. Can we do it again because I screwed up?
No. I don't know whose is whose.
People want it. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine.
There's a really beautiful element of every time we gather for Shabbat, whether it's a special sacred evening where we are honoring such an incredible community of listeners and sharers and leaders and committee members, or a regular Shabbat, and that is the Mishaberach prayer. no matter when we gather, there's always an opportunity for us to bring to mind those in our lives who might be in need of a little bit of love or strength or healing of the body, of the soul, of the mind. And so what I'll invite us to do is we'll just take maybe 10 or so seconds. If it's helpful to close your eyes or to lower your gaze to the ground, and call to mind someone in your life who might be in need of a little bit of that love. And we'll hold them in the foregrounds of our minds. And just as we do every Shabbat, as we sing Mishaberach Lecholim, may the Holy Blessed One who blesses us with so much courage and hope, may we depart this sanctuary after Shabbat and be that source of courage and hope so that we can help to bring a little bit of healing and light to these people and to our world in much need of healing. Mishaberach can be found on page 253 in our Sidurim.
Mishaberach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Before we transition to Aleinu, we are in the season between Passover and Shavuot, during which we offer a ritual called Counting of the Omer, during which the ancient Israelites brought sheaves of wheat, one each day, to recognize that it's important to elevate. It's important to elevate and bring a little bit of extra holiness to our lives. That ritual can be found on page 278. We'll count the Omer together. We are 30 days. We are 30 days between Passover and Shavuot. It's a 49-day journey. We are just over halfway. We're so close. And we're only getting closer. Hineni muchanu mezuman l'kayem mitzvat aseh shel tzfirat ha'omer. We'll recite our blessing together in the middle of the page. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. Hayom shlosha yom shehem arba'a shvuot u'shnei yamim la'omer. Today is the 30th day, which is, for the mathematicians among us, 4 weeks and 2 days of the Omer. Aleinu can be found on page 282. In all the ways that we're able, I'll invite us to rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 287. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד.
Words to prepare for mourner's Kaddish are not found in the prayer book. Would that the people we love and need could be with us always. But that cannot be, no matter how much we wish it so. Why is it this way? We do not know. We will never know. That is the central mystery of life. All we can do is cherish loved ones until the time comes, as it must, when they are taken away from us. Then, like all the generations before, we must weep for those we have lost and carry on, sustained by the knowledge that something of their essence abides, always with us as long as we live, giving us strength and comfort, courage and hope. As we recite Kaddish Yatom this evening, we especially remember Arthur Greenberg, husband of Claire Travis Greenberg, father of Jonathan, Rob, and Daniel, and grandfather to Kenji, Tomo, Ted, and Sam, whom death has taken from us recently. We link his name with Janet Barnett, Jack Bierman, Muriel Bodek, Janet Fenster, Louis Flom, Walter Guy, Joyce Green, Alice Gutman, Pauline Marks Horning, Isaac Hotz, Fanny Jacobs, Herb Jacobson, Lillian Coppell, Esther H. Levy, Shirley Levy, Maxine List, Samuel A. Magid, Renee Marias, Louis Newman, Kate Elizabeth O'Hanlon, Beatrice Ray Harris, Ruth Rogier, Donald Sachs, Jerry Schneider, Hannah J. Schwartz, Ivy Sherman, Eric J. Schall, Joan Sobelman, I. Joshua Spiegel, Bernice Spiegel, B.B. Trabish, Charles Wax, Stanley Williams. If there are others whom you are holding, or if I mispronounce the name of your loved one, I'll invite you to rise and share their names with us as a community.
Rabbi Kenneth J. Weiss.
Mourner's Kaddish can be found on page 294. I'll invite us to rise in all the ways that we're able, body and spirit. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Shmei Rabbah, Be'alma Divrach Yirteh, V'yamlich Malchuteh, B'chayechon U'v'yomechon U'b'chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala U'v'zman Kariv V'imru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'alam U'lalmei Almaya, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי תקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה בחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן יהי שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו amen. May the holy blessed one who creates peace in the high realms bring that peace to us and all of Israel and all the people of this world as well. And we'll all say together, amen.
Oh, say shalom b'roma, say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, amen. Oh, say shalom b'roma, say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, amen. Ve'imru,
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.